everybody. All right. And hey, what's up, Ian? Okay, Ian is in the chat. If you don't know Ian, you should definitely follow him on Instagram. He's an amazing bass player, and he's doing this really cool thing for 2024 where he's doing a 2-bar bass line every day. And I think that's the coolest thing because I love 2-bar bass lines, and it's a really cool creative exercise. So props to Ian. And in the spirit of that is what I want to lean into. I want all of us to lean into our creative goals for 2024 without any sort of like agenda, rather than self-expression and growing in our own creative voice, right? I think that's a good endeavor for all of us. And that's the point of this stream. So let me tell you what this is about. A tiny song. A tiny song is a thing. I've been doing this for a few years now, and this has been a creative exercise for me to break out of a sort of creative rut. And it's when you take a specific concept or idea or experience that you've had and then try and create a song or an arrangement based off of that. So it's kind of somewhere in between like a creative brief and like film scoring, or however you want to think about it. But for me, it's cool because I feel like it's if someone tells you to write something or create a song, it's like option anxiety. There's so many things that you could do. But if someone says, make a song about the experience of cutting the grass in your yard with your lawnmower, it's silly, it's goofy, it's like not a serious endeavor, but it kind of hacks your brain into saying, well, what would that sound like? What does that feel like? What's that experience like? And then you can kind of lean into just like, you don't have to worry about anybody thinks. You can just be creative and just have fun and try things. And then I find that's been a way for me to help find my creative voice. So what I wanted to do with all of you is to try and do this live, which is very vulnerable for me creatively, but it's something that I want to push myself in this new year and try something new. So I'm going to try and do it live. So basically, we're going to take a random concept and then we're going to try and make some music about it. And this is just going to be fun, chill. This stream will probably be an hour or two. You can come and go. Hopefully by the end of this stream, there'll be a cool piece of music that's based off of something cool. So does that sound cool to everybody? I don't know. That's what I'm going to do. I mean, if you're here for it, I would love to get your opinions too. This can be like a collab thing. I can take your ideas and we can try some stuff. So let me know where you are also in the chat. I'm catching up on the chat. We got some people, somebody from Mexico, Lubbock, Texas. I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia. Where are you in the world? And we're about to go somewhere else in the world. So, Ian, thanks for being here, man. I'm tickled. Ian's like one of my favorite bass players to follow. Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to jump in here and we'll see what happens. So if you haven't noticed, there's a 90s TV behind me, and it's I got it for free off Craigslist a few weeks ago, and I'm going to use it as a part of this. So I'm going to reveal what we're going to do for the tiny song. And by the way, I have not prepared it all musically for any of this. I don't know what's going to happen. It may crash and burn, or it may be cool. So here we go. So check this out. I found this public domain footage from 1915. And it's of 1915 submarine. I think this is going to be cool. I think this is what it's a silent film. This is like a propaganda war film from 1915, and I want to try and represent this vibe musically. And I have no idea how I'm going to do it. So right now, this is the part of the tiny song where we are doing some research and kind of pondering and trying to come up with what's the vision musically. Does this sound cool to you guys? Are you into this? Like I'm just putting myself out here into the universe with this is what I would do if I didn't have to worry about money. I would just sit around and do this because this is fun. I like being creative. I like trying to challenge myself creatively. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to represent this? I'm pondering. I'm in the creative flow right now. I'm just going to go stream of consciousness with you guys. So I did do a little bit of reading about what this must have been like. So this is 1915. This is a United States submarine. This is during World War I, and I think this is like a propaganda film, silent film. Imagine being the dude shooting footage of this on the high seas. But basically, up until this point, the submarine was sort of a novelty in warfare. But in World War I, it became a major player, specifically because of the German U-boats. They started decimating fleets of military vessels as well as transport ships. And it became a real thing. So the United States was kind of struggling to catch up, and they made a bunch of submarines really fast. And this is one of those submarines, to my understanding. And to my understanding, this is public domain footage, and I'm going to claim fair use. I hope YouTube doesn't get me in trouble for this. But this is... I want to try and represent this musically. So I'm thinking I kind of want to have the juxtaposition between, like, World War I was a very romantic time to go to war when you were leaving, but when you got there, it was really scary. It was kind of a big shift and a big change in how war was waged on all fronts. But I'm just imagining, like, a submarine is a relatively new invention. And this is something that would be really exciting, and it would be an adventure, but then it would also be something that is, once you are submerged, would probably be really scary. You have, like, fumes, loud engine, bad air, you can't see, claustrophobic. So I kind of want to, like, try and find some sort of juxtaposition between the hopeful, romantic adventure and then also the something that's not so positive. So that's kind of the creative brief. And now I need to try and come up with how to represent that musically. So what do you guys think? Are you into this? Is this cool? Or are you clicking away? This is like, I don't know of anybody that's doing this. This is like just totally new. And if you're here, this is like episode 0. This is the prototype. This is like, I don't know if this is going to be a thing that I do consistently or not. And I've never tried to do it live before. So I feel like I'm just talking to myself, but I want to talk to you guys. Are you there? Are there people out there? Are you into this? Are you excited about this? Or are you already gone? I'm just being really honest in this stream. And again, I do appreciate the patience earlier. So let me know in the chat how you're feeling. Do you have any ideas? Do you have any musical ideas? And I'm just going to keep going. But I want to talk with you. I want to hear what I want this to be interactive. I don't want this to be just the Philip Conrad show. I want to, like, make this cooler than I could make it on my own. That's the goal. And I want to share it with you. So let me know in the chat. And also, I'm seeing some familiar names in the chat, and I want to say hey to Noah and Matt and everybody. I just appreciate, like, you guys are the ride or dies. Like, the people that are here on the unannounced live stream on a Wednesday night, props to you. And hey, also to Rhett. Welcome, Rhett, one of my best bros in the world. Okay, so if you're just coming in, to recap, a tiny song, creative exercise. You have to make a piece of music about a concept or an idea, and it's a way to hack your brain into not worrying about what's cool and just try and get in touch with your raw creativity. That's the goal. And then the specific goal is we're going to use this 1915 submarine experience and try and represent that musically. So I'm just going to give it a try. Matt, how about a tiny song about overcoming technical sound problems? That is not a song that you want to hear, and I don't want to hear either. Okay, so, yeah, okay. throw your sonic palette ideas or your sonic Easter eggs. I think something that could be cool would be to try like two parts of the song. One is like above the water and one is below the water, like the submersion of the submarine vessel. I think that could be a really cool moment to try and capture musically. And I think maybe the feeling of the song shifts when you are submerged. That is a goal. That's something that I want to try and do. And then let's talk about like how to start. Like, how do you guys start a song? I sometimes I'll do it where I am I have an idea in my head already, like a melody or a chord progression or something like that. But right now, I did not prepare for this at all in the spirit of this exercise, in the spirit of trying to do this 100% live. So what do you do when you don't have a creative thread to pull? And what I'll do sometimes is I'll start to just kind of try some things or search for some things. And Matt says sound travels faster and farther in water than in air, so you need to somehow represent that difference. That could be really cool. Maybe there's a sort of delay element or changing or oscillating of delays. That's a really cool concept. I like that. Okay. The chat is on fire right now, and this is what I want. And I can't promise I'll use everyone's ideas because we'd be here all night, but this is what I want. I want this collab thing. Tremolo, yes, could be really cool. Below the water, octave. I was thinking octave as well. Could be really cool. So I think there was also going to be like higher frequency information is going to be available when we're above, and then when we submerge, it's going to be this low octave thing. There might be a filter thing. There might be a filter sweep. There's all kinds of stuff. Okay, I'm just going to jump in there. I'm just going to try some stuff. I think for me, a place that I always like to start is with some kind of either a chord progression or a drum groove. So I think I'm going to see if I can find a drum groove that I like, and maybe we can manipulate it a little bit. And also, I'm going to use Splice. If you're not hip to Splice, this is not an ad. It's a subscription service that I pay full price for, but it's a way that you can get musical pieces and use them. You pay to have access to parts. So I don't have a drum kit in here. I couldn't get some awesome drum sounds on my own in the studio. Make a program, but it would be very tedious. So I'm going to see if I can find some kind of vibe in Splice. And I'm just so happy you're here. I've wanted to do this for over a year. This is a 2024 goal for me to do this live with you. And it just means so much to me that you're here. And I got all in my head with all the tech stuff earlier, and now it's working. And I'm just grateful to you for bearing with me. So, oh my gosh. Nipper Lewis says, watching from my studio on my narrow boat. Boats always have engine sounds. That is so cool. I've always wanted to go on a narrow boat. That is so cool. If you don't mind, I would love to know where in the world you are, because that's so cool. Okay, so I think that's a good point. We do need to have some sort of underlying rumble. I think these early submarines were diesel. So I think it might be the drums that are a sort of rumbling thing. Oh man, there's so many great suggestions here. I'm going to just try and see if I can find a drum vibe to start with, and we'll see what we can come up with. So I'm going to get in Splice. Splice is pretty easy. We're going to go to instruments. I'm going to make sure I don't blow your ears out. I'm going to turn this way down, so hopefully it's not super loud. Is sound okay for you guys? Can you hear now? We were having some sound issues earlier. I'm going to gain my mic up a little bit. Check. Let me know if you can't hear, and we'll see what happens here. All right, bringing the volume down on Splice. So hopefully this won't be too loud for you. Let's see, maybe some sort of break vibe. We'll do like grooves, maybe live sounds. Let's listen. Well, that doesn't suck. That's not a bad place. Let's listen to a few though. Pretty weird that my first click wasn't bad. We're looking for 1915 submarine vibes here. That's kind of cool too. Got a little more of a swagger to it. Just auditioning. It needs to be a little, I think the second one's my favorite so far. That's kind of cool with the spring reverb, which sounds kind of liquidy. Goes with our... Okay, right now... Ooh, some weird slapback with the computer audio. Let me see if I can resolve that for you. Just make sure all my... Hello. Thank you. Is it working? Sound okay? Okay, cool. We're gonna keep going. Yeah. Designed by Shay, everyone. Just came in with a refill for me. Okay. Let's see. So far, all right, here's option 1. Here's option 2. We might come up with a third option, but of option 1 and option 2, I want to hear the chat. Give me a vote. Maybe we'll come up with a third option. Oh, that's cool too. Ooh, that might be the vibe. Okay, I think that's my vote. But I'm going to give it to the chat here. Okay, so that's option 3. So option 1. Option 2. Or option 3. Oh. Is that 3? Yeah. All right, we got some votes for 3. Aw, Tilly's here. And Red. It's one of my best friends. I think that was 3. I think this is 3 right here. They're all blurring together. All right, we're getting multiple votes for 3. Do we confirm that this one right here that I'm playing right now is option 3 and it's the best one? Let me know, or forever hold your peace. That's pretty cool. I think that might be it. I'm just going to make an executive decision, and based off of the camaraderie in the chat, we're going to go with that. That's very submarine vibes. And I should say, too, the Tiny Song, we're not trying to make the sailors on the 1915 vessel feel what we're feeling here. Like, obviously, we're over 100 years apart, and they wouldn't know what to do with that drum groove. It's more for us and our lens of experiencing what we would feel if we were there. So we don't have to worry so much about genre or time or appropriateness. We're just kind of using this as a creative exercise. So to me, I think that that is a nice... I think it's a nice place to start. So I need to add that to my library and my credits. This is, if you're a musician that you're trying to make your own tracks and stuff, this is like really helpful. It's not that expensive, and it gives you access to all this stuff. And it's like, oh, now I have like a thread to pull on creatively, right? So now that we've got that, I'm going to bring that into my DAW. So bear with me for a second. And Rhett's going to make fun of Logic here, I'm sure. And I'm not going to let him because this is my stream. Rhett's a Pro Tools guy. And that's good and all, but I like Logic personally. All right, I'm making a new stereo track. And then let me... I only have one monitor here. So I'm kind of having to stretch things around. Bear with me. Okay, so what was our tempo on that? I think our tempo was... Was it 89? What a random tempo. Yeah, it was 89. All right, so I'm going to set it to 89 in the DAW. And then I'm going to bring this down. Logic's, I'm going to bring the fader down on Logic because I don't want to kill you guys with your ears. All right, get off my chat. Actually, don't. I'm glad you're here, but I like Logic. Okay, so we have our first layer. I think we'll manipulate it some, but that's something to start with. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop that, and we'll just kind of have that going. And then I think that will be consistent, but our other musical layers over top will change. And I think a lot of it is going to be frequency information to emulate the submersion. This is so fun. I'm so glad you're here. Wow, 33 people watching me on a Wednesday night try and make a song about a submarine. The world is a strange place. Oh, okay. Noah says maybe a little slapback. Well, let's see what we can do there. It might be... Well, I'm game to try anything. All right, let's see here. Let's throw... I like this plugin, Echo Boy Jr. by Sound Toys. I use that all the time. And I will say, nothing is sponsored on this stream. I'm just using stuff that I like. Hey, what's up, Perfected at Castro? Amazing guitar player I met this past summer. Okay, real quick, before I keep going on this strange journey, I do want to pause and just explain what's happening for those of you that are just getting here. But first, I'm going to take a sip of this red cup. Okay. This is something I wanted to do for a long time. This is called a tiny song. And as you see the text scrolling at the top, the tiny song is basically when you write a piece of music based off of a specific vibe or experience or idea. And it's a creative writing thing that I like to use because it hacks your brain into not worrying what anyone thinks. Because if someone says write a song, then you're like, oh, I have to make the best thing ever. But if someone says write a song about your lawnmower, then it's silly and dumb. And you're like, oh, well, what would that sound like? And you go someplace creatively that you wouldn't have, right? So that's what we're doing. I am going to make a song live, and then we are the specific song that we're going with, or the specific idea that we're going with, is this footage from, wow, these guys doing jumping jacks. This is public domain footage from 1915 of the Navy. So this is specifically this submarine vibe, and here, I'm going to roll it back to the submarine section. I'm trying to capture this vibe. Musically, what would this feel like to be aboard this vessel in World War I? It's this combination of adventure and fear, and I'm just here for it. This is fun to me. So that's what I'm doing, just so you know what I'm doing. So now what we've done is we picked a drum loop, and we are going to try and add some layers. So let's see what happens next. But first, I'm going to catch up on the chat. Hello to everyone here. Welcome to everyone. So many friends of the channel, friends of me are here. So many familiar names and faces. Okay, let's see. Yes, it's like a Bob Ross video. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try the idea of the slapback. So let's see what happens. I'm going to. And this might be something later in the mix, but, oh, you know what? You can't see my my plugins because it's a window thing. So you'll just have to trust me. I'm pulling up a wide slap back echo. Let's see what this sounds like. Not a bad idea. I'm going to change it. I'm using Echo Boy Jr. So without it, this is without it, and this is with it. It kind of has that diesel engine thing which is cool. So we're going to leave it on for now. I think that was a cool idea. Oh man. Houston says a lo-fi trumpet. That would be sick. I actually have a great trumpet player friend that I want to have come be a guest. And I should say too, this is a part of this that I want to do, is I want to have guests. I want to have live guests that are in this room with me, but I also want to have digital guests. This is something I want to do on future streams where, like, for example, I could be like, hey, Rhett, or hey, Perfecto, or hey, Ian, or hey, whoever else is in this chat. Here's the tempo and here's the chord. Send me something. And then you record something of your own and you send it to me and you email it to me. And then I could drop that into my DAW. We could collaborate through the internet. I don't know if we're going to do that today because I haven't worked out all the tech workflow for that, but that's a goal for this. And if you like this, let me know, because this is weird. This is 100% me. This is who I am. I'm doing what I want to do on this stream. This is what I would do for fun anyway. If you like this, I can make it a regular part of the channel. I don't know if people are into this or not. This is the pilot episode. This is the test. This is the proof of concept. So, I'm catching up on the chat. Oh yeah, Rhett, you're so right about the gain staging is insane. It's like what you heard in Splice was like 1%. Jay says it's beating along steadily, like you're in the engine room with the pistons. Yes, this is a vibe. This is a vibe. Okay, so we're in the flow here. We've got something. And I do think some kind of lo-fi vibes could be cool. Maybe, while we're at it, I might throw, just to give us some vibes to go with, I might go with Isotopes Vinyl. This is fun. This is always a good time. You can't see the plugins because of how I have the screen capture going, but it's basically this cool, it makes it sound like old record. So let's see what it would sound like. So without it, here's our drums. But if we use vinyl, it's a little too lo-fied maybe. I can change the decade. So it went from 1970 to 1980, gives us a little more fidelity. But I kind of like, I can add some warp in. I think that's a vibe. Okay, so we need another layer. We have an oddly specific tempo of 89. Sometimes you can go on Splice and you can like search by tempo, because it might be cool to get some kind of like piano part or something. Let's see, but it's so oddly specific that I might have to play everything else because it's such a weird tempo. Rhett says, what if you band past the drums to make it sound like the footage looks? I think that's a great idea. I think let's make a sort of mixing list in our minds. I think I want to move forward with arrangement, and then we're going to maybe back up to some mixing things. A lot of times mixing, it's interesting. Mixing, some people do it all the way at the end, but if it's a creative thing, like Rhett's suggesting, sometimes it's nice to do it during the process because it might form ideas. So I kind of like to mix as I go, but then also not get too caught up in the details. So I really like that idea. I'm not going to forget that. But for now, I think I'm going to move forward with, let's add another layer. I don't think I want to add bass yet. I think I want to add maybe some kind of guitar thing or keys thing. As a bass player, I like to usually do bass later because I'm listening to all the other layers and I can try and tie things together. So let's see if I can find some sort of keys part that's 89. It's going to be kind of a stretch to find that. Let's see what happens. Oh, they do have some stuff. Okay, let's see if we can find some underwater vibes here. Make sure we're not blowing your ears out here. And I do agree, mixing as you go is a great way. Fine-tuning at the end. Mix as you go. At the very end, fine-tune. But there's something to be said for committing to something. That's something Rhett and I talk a lot about. And we've been doing some tape recording. If you didn't watch Rhett's video recently with Dylan, it was so fun, live to tape. Check, if you haven't already checked out Rhett's channel, you absolutely should. We're doing some fun stuff over there. Got some fun stuff cooking. Okay, let's see if I can find some. Hey, what's up, Connor? Welcome. Okay, real quick, while I'm in this paused mode, if you don't know what this is, a tiny song is a concept that I like to explore where you take a creative idea and you're basically trying to make a song about an idea or a concept. And that's the only rule. That's the only rule. Any decision you make, it has to be towards the idea that you're trying to represent. And it's cool because you don't have to worry about what anybody thinks or what's cool, and you can just be creative. That's what this is about. This is about forgetting what anyone thinks and just finding our own creative voices. That's what my hope for myself and for you is this year, is forget what people think, make the things you want to make. That's what we're doing, making a weird song about a submarine. So here we are. We're doing that. And for those of you that are here, I'm just so tickled. There's 36 people watching me make a song about a submarine on a Wednesday night, and that just makes me so happy. Okay, back to the creative process. Oh, and thanks for the stash compliment. It's a work in progress. All right, looking for underwater vibes with the piano. Nope. Let's see. We're going to go with chords. I want chords. This splice can be hit or miss, guys. Sometimes you find magic, and sometimes... Nope. Bad vibes. Nope. Sometimes when people make these libraries, it's like, look what I can make. And it's like, that isn't very... Well, I don't want to talk disrespectfully of these artists, but these aren't helpful to me. There's too much information. Ooh. Is that cool? If I paired it with the drums? Okay, let me see if I can get my loop going and time it up. Is that a vibe? What do you guys think? That's a contender. I'm gonna leave it up to the chat. I'm gonna keep looking, but let me know. That's this one here, the music loop dream. If you like it, let me know. Maybe I'll come up with 2 options and you can help me pick one. But that's a contender. No. I like space and not too much harmony motion. That's an option. I'm gonna give this another minute or 2, but if I don't find something better, we might go with that first one. Nope. You can hear the drums in the background on that. So many of these loops have too many chords going on. I kind of like D is a good key for this. I think that might be it. What do you guys think? Okay, I think the consent. Okay, making an executive decision, and it seems that the chat agrees. And by the way, I want your opinions. I could do this by myself. It'd be cooler if you helped. Sean says the first one has a feel that matches the drum sounds really well. Yep. Okay, we're gonna try it. So I'm gonna add it to I'm gonna use a credit. I'm investing one of my credits towards this creative endeavor. Okay, so now I've got that. We're going to bring it over. Let's see how it sounds. We're back in our DAW. All right, let's just do it. That's pretty good. All right, I'm going to loop that. And remember our brief. It's not just what sounds good, it's what goes with the vibe. So we're going to reference our footage here. So here's what's going to happen. Going back to the high C's, let's listen to this and see if this is working. I think it's working. I think this is a vibe. I think we need some more layers and we need some effects. Yeah. Okay, we're on to something, boys and ladies. I'm gonna shoot straight with you. One of my musical weaknesses is my ear with chords changes sometimes when it's not just basic diatonics, and when you get into chord voicings and stuff. So I'm gonna have to figure out what that is. So let's listen to it. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Quadruple J with the wisdom. Got to strike that balance between wistfulness and anxiousness. I think that's a perfect way to sum up this task, because imagine you just enlisted into the Navy in 1915. The world is at war for the first time, and you don't know what to expect. And also, a submarine they've been around for a while. The first submarines in service were in the Civil War, but up until this point, submarines are not common. They're kind of a novelty. This is the first time that submarines are widespread and a big part of the naval structure. So imagine you're like, and also a lot of these people enlisting are teenagers, right? So imagine you're like 17 years old and you get on a submarine and you leave for the first time, and when you leave the harbor, you're above the water, or maybe you're in training, but the first time you submerge, how like exciting and terrifying that would be. That's the vibe that we want to lean into, where it's like we're excited, we're having an adventure, but also when we submerge, what's lurking in the depths? It's a loud diesel engine. It's probably super hot, bad ventilation. It's a whole different world than you're used to. I think this chord change is good for that. Bear with me in my sloppy ears. So it's like, I think the second chord is A major. Bear with me. Hey, what's up, Rough Bass? My friend from Brazil, I believe. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I want to go there one day. This is such a great group of people, man. These are like my ride or dies. These are like the true friends of the channel, or maybe the ones that are watching afterwards, because this was unannounced. No shame if you're not here live. But man, there's some great friends here. Friends of the channel, people that have been supporting me, and then also some people that I know very well personally. To everybody that's here, I just want to say thanks. Thanks for hanging out. You can come and go as you wish. Hopefully, if you come back a little later, it's going to sound like a submarine. Oh, dude, thanks for the tip. I appreciate that. That's a great way to support the channel. I should say, too, I'm bad about self-promotion, but if you do want to support this channel, there are ways to do that. I have affiliate links in the description, and I also have a link to my bass courses. Those are ways that you can support me, and I have a code, actually. Gift, all caps, will get you a discount. I think it's 35% off of my bass course, 4-string fundamentals. Those are ways you can actually help this channel and also get something cool for yourself too. Or you can do like my good friend Rough Bass just did and show some support in the chat. Or you can just hang out. No pressure. I'm just glad you're here. This is fun. Okay, back to these chords. Let me see what I can Tilly says Wednesday, people. Tilly, your new photo with the flowers is so cool. Tilly's an amazing photographer. One of my, I'll go on a limb and say she's my favorite photographer. I mean, I know there's a lot of great ones out there, but she's my favorite. Okay, back to, oh, wait, I'm catching up on the chat. Ooh, that's a cool idea. So, our Guitar 78 says that duality you described, could it have a simple part paired with a complex piece to help show that? That might be cool. That might be cool. Oh, hey, Joe. What's up? Thank you for the kind words. Glad to have you here. All right, I'm going to go back to the task at hand and see if I can figure these chords out, figure out a direction. So we've got... I think I'm out of tune. I think that's the problem. Let me tune real quick. Anybody with perfect pitch out there? Tell me what that first chord is. I'm a bass player, guys. I'm not used to these jazzy chord voicings. I can figure it out with a piano, but I ran out of USB inputs on my computer. So much tech stuff that I've been dealing with today. Okay. Let's loop that. I'm going to loop those changes and see if I can find it. I don't know what that first one is. All right, let me get this. That first chord has an F in it. F major, maybe? So it's like a F major thing to like a D minor 7 thing, maybe? I think I might use an octave. Yeah. I think there's... Something like that. Again. Yeah. That's cool. I'm being vulnerable with you guys here. I don't have a great ear sometimes. Like, this is one of my things. It always takes me a while to learn songs. It always has. And I'm a little out of practice. So this is about being creatively vulnerable with you guys. You see the videos I make, and it's a version of me that I choose to share with you. But this live stream is 100% real and live. So I think it's some kind of F major to some kind of D minor. Maybe. Let's listen again. There's a lot of modulation in that part, which can make it hard to identify. Yeah, you hear wobbly chords that have closed voicings. It's like, what are you doing? All right. Yep. I think it's a D minor 9 chord, maybe? Ooh, that's nice. I could do a 9 chord. All right, I think that second chord, I might play with this idea. I love playing 9s on the bass. If you don't know the 9, you just go up an octave and then go up a whole step. Yep, there's definitely a really pretty 9 in that chord. I think it's a D minor 9 of some sort. Let's hear how it sounds with drums. I'm just kind of getting a vibe here, you know? We're getting a vibe. And I think this is kind of a thing where you don't want to rush. Excuse me. You don't want to rush this part. I really like... That first one, though, I'm trying to decide what should go on the bottom. Should it be... I don't think it should be an F. All right, let's really listen to that first chord. I'm trying to hear what notes are in there. Below. It's definitely like... It just doesn't sound right if I play the F on the bottom. What do you guys think? I think it's a variation of F major. That's what it sounds like, but when I play it, it doesn't sound right. That might be it. It might be we play like a root 5/9 thing over both. an F implying the major without playing the major third, and then over the D. So like maybe this vibe, which kind of works with our idea because that F is very helpful. That B is a little more something else. Here, let's listen for a second. It might be cool to do like that, and then we combine the little motif, the something like that. So it was like boom. Let's listen for a second. Because the melody goes down to the E, but the bass down to the root. I don't know. What do you guys think? There's no rules here. This is our submarine song. Hi.
Can I get your refill?
I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good. Thank you.
You're doing so good.
Thanks, babe. Designed by Shay, everybody. The best thing in my life. D minor 7. What do you think? How should we voice this? My gut is it's some kind of... But what do you guys think? How would you voice it? Let's vibe with this for a second. I'm just going to play for a minute and just see what comes to mind. And remember to always listen. Don't get too intellectual with this stuff. What does the submarine tell us? Let's go back to the footage. They're loading bombs into this vessel. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay. What does the submarine tell us? Oh, and we can play that E on some of the syncopations. Is in the chord. Yeah. On the hit, I think our open E might be cool. Ian, man, it's so nice having So many great musicians in this chat. And also, here's the thing too. Here's the thing. Oh, that first chord could sound cool as a B flat major 7. Let's see what it sounds like. All right, here's B flat. Woo! Okay. That could be cool to alternate. I think I'm peaking. Let me bring my gain down a hair. Okay. Hear me out. I think Ian's onto something. All right. We talked about the creative concept of like going back and forth between like different emotions. And this is a cool thing. As bass players, we have the power to do this, to change the root. And it can make a chord sound different. And I want to go on a brief rant about this. I think so often in bass education, people love to talk about inversions. I love inversions. Who doesn't love inversions? Usually the conversation goes, oh, you're a bass player and you have the power to change the root of the chord, which is true, right? You do. That is true. However, here's a point that I would make. You need to be careful when you do this because, for example, let's say you invited me over for dinner and you went into the kitchen to work on the food and I was waiting in the living room. And while you were in the kitchen, I rearranged all your furniture and I moved the couch. And then when you came back from the kitchen, you're like, why did you move my couch? And I would be like, well, I have a degree in interior design. And I think by moving the couch, your windows, the natural light will be better. And this is my creative decision. And that's all well and good. But it's also like, you need to be, that's basically what inversions can be like in the wrong context. Okay. My point is like, yes, you can change the root. Doesn't mean you should, especially if you're working with songwriters, if you're working with people that wrote the song and you start changing the root, it's kind of like moving their couch without telling them. That's my point. But here's the thing. This is our couch. This is the chat couch. So we can move the couch wherever we want to. So my point is, yes, Ian's right. That's a cool idea and I'd like it and I want to do it probably. I'm probably going to do that. But I just want to give you all, bass players of maturity and discretion, an anecdote to say it's not always appropriate to change the root, even though you can. Now that that's out of the way, this is our couch. So I think we should move it. So let's see what it sounds like if we alternate between that F and alternate between that B flat. So the first chord being either an F or a B flat, and then the second chord consistently being a D minor 9 chord. Let's experiment. I really like this. This alternating idea. This is so fun. This is like my idea of a great time, hanging out with my digital internet friends, making a song about a submarine. Yes, with great power comes great responsibility. All right, let's see what it sounds like. We're gonna see what it sounds like. Okay, so here's our F major, and here's our D, and then here's our B flat. Ian, you rascal. So should it be each time we alternate? Yeah, because it's like a. Okay, well, we have the master of the 2-bar bass line in the chat, so I think it's symmetrical. I think that's the move. Yeah. Okay. I think that's the move. So let's I might here's what I might do. I might put a dummy bass line down for just a second, I think I'm going to put a dummy bass line down because I'm not 100% on how I want to play the bass line. I think there's some other parts. So I'm going to put down just a very simple, very, very simple, like whole note bass down, just so we have it and we can come back to it. Because I think I'm going to write the bass line a little bit later. So make sure I'm getting signal here. I'm going to just do a quick sketch of a bass line. So we have it. 2, 3, 4. Oh, ooh, that was kind of an accident, but it's kind of cool. All right, let's try that again. Because we could make that a major chord. There's so many options. So we'll do D on the first one. No. Bear with me, guys. Been dealing with tech stuff all day and my brain's a little dead. So we'll do F on the count. 2, 3, 4. And then we'll do B flat. And then we'll do D. And then an E. All right, I missed the E, but that's our sketch for now. I'm just going to use that as a template. Well, I think I'm going to do maybe some guitar stuff. I'm not a great guitar player, guys. Bear with me. And for the record, I'm being very creatively vulnerable with all of you now. I'm showing you all of my musical weaknesses. Okay. I should pause for a second. And just for those that are just arriving, what are we doing? What is this? Well, this is a historic moment. This is the first live Tiny song. And also, look at this guitar. This is Foxy. My friend Rhett gave me this guitar, and I love it. And I'm not very good at this. I'm going to try and come up with not a guitar player guitar part. I'm going to come up with like a really, really simple thing. But before I get to that, we are making a Tiny song live. Ooh, wait. Garvey says B major 7 to D minor 7 over 9. Thank you. We need more people like Garvey in our lives to tell us what's actually happening. We're making a Tiny song. A Tiny song is a creative exercise where we make a song based off of a specific concept. In this case, it is 1917 submarine life and the vibe of going underwater for the first time, which is a very abstract concept. I don't think a lot of composers have gone there before. So that's our reference, and that's all that matters. We're just trying to represent that vibe and try and unlock our own creative voices. So let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna make a new layer, input 2. Yeah. Let's get some signal going. We've got a okay. All right, bear with me. Got to make some guitar stuff. So I'm in open tuning right now. I'm in a open D. Stand by a second. So that's I think I'm gonna approach this not as a chordal sort of vibe, but as like a ambient something. And bear with me. I wish Rhett was here. He would come up with something awesome. But I'm gonna just explore. Something simple. Something just texture. This might be our triumphant layer on top. I don't know. Let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens. Just vibing. get a little gain out of this. Yeah, it's bubbles. It's underwater vibes. I think I want to do like 2 or 3 notes. A lot of my favorite guitar parts have like hardly anything, but they're the right thing. That's what I'm trying to find. And also I can't play guitar, so that's all I can do. I like the, we're basically like alternating our delay time, which kind of gives us that bubbly sound. I love that note, just that note. It's kind of nice too. I need to maybe open up the sound a little bit. Maybe. Oh. Yeah, it's kind of a radar vibe. Bear with me. You know, when you write simple parts, you can't rush them. It's kind of nice going with the melody. Okay, I kind of like that. Okay, maybe this. Yeah, there we go. Yep, I think that's a vibe. Maybe Red actually gave me this slide too the other day. Is this cool? Should we try the slide? What do you guys think? We better without. So it should be like. I think the slide's a side quest. Sometimes you have you start chasing the wrong idea. I think it's not the slide. We might use the slide in a minute for a different part. I think it's really simple. It's this, maybe. That's it. So it's like, I think that's vibe. What do you guys think? That's feeling pretty good to me. Yeah, okay, I think unless there's any objections from the chat, I might just throw that down real quick. What do you guys think? What other ideas we have? What should we do next? I still want to do a spicy bass line, but I kind of want to all right, let's throw that down real quick, and then we might do another guitar part. We'll see what happens. I can barely hear the count in. Let's see here. Stand by. Well, I'm not going to go into my audio settings right now. Okay. All right, let's see how that sounds. Oh, I should probably gain it up. That's pretty low. Yeah, let's do that a little better with the gain. Maybe that's too harsh. Maybe we should roll off the tone a little bit. I think that's a little better. It's more the neck pickup. Yeah, I think I was getting too harsh. I might play it with my thumb too. I think that's cool. Let's try that. Yeah, I think that's better. All right, let's see how that sounds in context. I'm going to go ahead and flatten that because we don't need all those takes. And then loop it. Let's see how it sounds. Yeah. Although, that first note I was a little early, so yeah, I'll loop this 1 bar section. Oh, this looks like the timing's off. What happened here? All right, let's just do it again. We'll do it a little better, but I like that. I think that's the right direction. Yeah. A little cleaner. All right, let's listen to it. See how that went. Oop, don't want to delete it. Flatten it. Baby, here we go. I'm a little behind the beat. I'm gonna say that was on purpose, but I like it. I like it a little sloppy, a little bit. We're underwater, right? I might run this through a plate reverb, some compression. '77 Social, thank you for being here. Come back whenever you want to. And this is the point of this. We can come and go as we wish. You can hang out as long as you want. You can come back later and hear what a submarine sounds like. Hi.
It's going so great.
You good?
Can we hear your part and like see the footage?
Mm-hmm.
Just for the sound section. Do we need anything?
I'm good.
You good?
I am good. Thank you. Designed by Shay, everyone. Okay, so let's Shay made a lovely suggestion, which is let's check, see if this is working with the vibe, which is the whole goal. So let's listen to what we have, and we'll look at our footage. I like that it's not super consistent volume. Kind of the waves are obscuring it. I think I might be smelling a Moog part, which I'm sure is a strange smell. I'm really excited about going back and tracking the bass. Okay, so fellow bass nerds out there, I know there's a few of you, probably the majority of you. I love, let me mute this because that sound is going to drive me crazy. I love doing bass at the end. Usually, you have to do bass at the beginning because most recording sessions I find myself with, they're either live tracked or the drums and bass are tracked together and then you add overdubs. But since I'm the boss of, or I'm the captain of this sub-aquatic vessel, I can play bass at the end and use all of the little ideas that we're coming up with now to inform the bass line, which is really fun because I like to try and come up with bass lines that tie everything together. That's one of my favorite things. So, chat, I summon you. Shall we do a second guitar part or shall we do a Moog part next? Let the chat decide. And while I am waiting for the chat to give me their opinions on this important matter of the vessel, I'm going to read the chat. Ooh, someone says they're playing their Gretsch. I love Gretsch. It's hard to say, but it's a great instrument. On the neck pickup and softly strumming D minor 7 to A minor 7 up on the 5th fret. That sounds lovely. Ian, my low-end brother, says B flat first, then D minor, then F, then D minor. B flat first, then D minor. Okay, so inverting what we did. That could be cool. I'm open to it. Let's remind me of that in the not too distant future, because I might forget that, but I would be open to it. Okay, so someone says Moog, 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 Moog. A lot of people say Moog. Some people say simple guitar. Okay, there's two people that are saying guitar. It's hard to be the captain because you can't make everyone happy. What should we do? What should we do? Well, the chat has spoken. and there are more Moogsters. Oh no, another person says guitar part. Oh wait, someone says another guitar might be too busy. Let's listen one more time. Do we hear a guitar part? Okay, I'm going to make an executive decision as the captain of Submarine and say we're going to move on to Moog, but we may use some stereo wizardry to make that guitar bigger, right? One of my pet peeves of arrangement is in the digital era is you have infinite layers, so people use infinite layers. And guess what? Here's a tip, according to me, so it might be wrong. The worst way to make something sound big is to add more layers. Make 4 or 5 layers and make them perfect, and it will sound huge. If you try and keep adding things, your mix is going to get smaller and smaller because there's not enough space for everything. You're cramming it together and you're having to EQ everything, compress everything, and you lose the soul of the music. That's why if you listen to like early 2000s Coldplay, not to get about genres right now, those songs sound huge. And if you listen to them, there's like very, very few layers, right? Or U2, same thing. Like you make the right parts and then the song sounds big and you don't need to overdub a ton of stuff. So I think we're going to just commit to that being the guitar part, but we might dial in with the tone. And in the meantime, I'm going to mess around with some Moog stuff or maybe some ambience, some kind of vibe. But Ian, don't let me forget your idea. I want to try it. I'm not committing to it, but I will try it. Spring River may be cool. Okay, let's see what I can do with the Moog. Stand by. I'm gonna have to move some things around in this tiny room. In the meantime, be entertained by the music and this footage. I'll be right back with you as I move my Moog. Patching in, stand by. Okay, I'm going to pan the camera. Here we are. Now over here. Can I hear? Okay. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be an experiment. Let me see if I can move this mic around too. Watch your ears. Tightening this thing. Hey, check 1, 2. Okay. So, now a quest for Moog sounds. Let's see what we got here. There's no effects on this to start with. Might be out of tune. Stand by a second. Yep, we're out of tune. That's one of the things about old Moogs. And guess what? We got a ground hum. But guess what? You know what? I don't have time to trace this. And if you were on a submarine in 1915 trying to record your synthesizer, I'm pretty sure there would be a ground hum. So I think it kind of works with the spirit of this song. So let me tune this. stand by. I'm actually physically tuning this because this is a 1970s Moog, and they are quirky, but oh, are they lovely. All right, I think we're mostly in tune there. Okay, there's a lot of directions we could go. There's a lot of space. It might be some kind of counter melody thing, or it might be some kind of ambient texture thing that's not so much about the harmony. I think it's a soft sound. Let's see. All right, turn my glide down. That's the pitch bend. Maybe, okay, let's just experiment. Ooh, call and response with the guitar, somebody says. That's a cool idea. All right, real quick, before I get too carried away. If you are just getting here and you're like, what the heck is going on? I will tell you. This is a Tiny Song live. So what we're doing is we're trying to create a piece of music that represents what it would feel like to be on board a 1915 submarine going underwater for the first time. And I don't think that is a common musical inspiration. I think this might be the first. Maybe. So the whole point of this is you're hacking your brain into not worrying about what people think. Because if someone says write a song, then you get in your head. But if someone says write a song about it, this thing, then it's easy. Then you just follow the trail. That's all I'm doing. And it's fun. And it's creative. And this is what I like to do. And I'm sharing it with you because I'm trying to be honest and just show you my creative truth. And maybe you'll find it helpful. And maybe you won't. And if you don't, that's okay because the internet is a big place. But you're welcome here. And I'm glad you're here. And enough of that. I'm going to see if I can find a Moog sound. So. We need a little bit of modulation. Maybe too much. Maybe we'll do a triangle. I wish I could show you the top of this. All right. I'm adding some glides so we get a little more pitch bendiness. Yep. And maybe I'll have the oscillator open up a bit. So we start a little bit bassier and then we get a little growlier. I don't know. I'm dialing in sounds. I think we need to change our rates. Here, I'm going to mute it so you can hear the tones for a second. So like maybe like a... I think our rate's too fast. That's kind of cool. Maybe getting somewhere. Maybe I'll go with the sawtooth. I think I want to decrease my release time. Yeah. Something like that. Shorter attack time. Shorter release time. Sometimes you don't need to take up a lot of space. What do you guys think? Is this cool? All right, I think that's what you're talking about, Matt. A to C. That's cool, alternating. Let's see how that sounds. Shout out to Matt. Also, as designed by Shay, the love of my life and the moderator of my life and this chat, says, thank you to everyone for bearing with us. This is uncharted territory. I don't think anybody's done this before. Maybe they have, but they haven't done it like this. And we're figuring this out. And I want to do more of this. I don't know if you're into this, but I'm into this. This is what I want to do. Maybe you like it too. I'm just going to keep doing it. Okay, so we did maybe like a... And then... That's nice. I think the tone needs a little work. It might be something digitally afterwards, or maybe it's... Ooh, I have an idea. Stand by. I thought that might be it. This might be it. Okay. I am new to the stomp. I'm using the stomp right now. I don't know if you can see this. I have a stomp here, and I haven't really used it much in this video so far, but I do have... Shout out to Ian Martin Allison, one of my favorite bass players and favorite bass educators. I paid for his some of his stomp presets, and one of them is called Montana, and I really like it on bass. And here's what it sounds like on Moog. I think that might be it. What do you think? All right, let's see how it sounds. Yeah, I think that might be it. We'll put some delay on this too. Yep, so that's the second half. So the first half goes... I need to dial in the tone a little bit. That is a vibe. I think that's a vibe. What do you guys think? Is this a vibe? I think I need to tweak the sound a little bit. I think it needs a little bit more finesse on the attack and the release. A little more glide. A little less glide. I think that's getting close. Maybe the rate is a little faster. Yeah, I think that might be it. What do you guys think? I'm getting some... Soften it some more. Okay, maybe. Let's try that. Maybe a little... So maybe I'll pull the filter down a little bit. Ooh, that's a good suggestion. And then a little lettuce on the right. Oh. Maybe split the difference. And a little slower modulation. Yeah. That might be it. I think, okay. I see your suggestion. Leave filter up, lower volume. I think I can change it in the mix. I have it loud for now, but we'll adjust it in a second.
Hi. You doing good?
Doing great. You good?
Can I help you?
I'm good. What do you need?
You're crushing it.
Oh.
Just checking in.
Thank you.
Right.
Bye. Designed by everyone. Okay, let's try this. I might do a couple takes. I think this is a cool sound. So let's get a new track here. New track. Make sure we're getting signal. I'll mix it later. It's a little loud now. While I'm tracking, I like to hear what I'm doing, but I'll bring it down. It's going to be subtle. Or subtle is the wrong way to say subtle. All right, let's try it. I need to hold it out a little longer. Okay, so we need less sustain. That's the problem. A little more sustain. That's the thing about these old Moogs. Like a little bit of a turn of a knob does a lot, and you gotta find the sweet spot. Yeah. They're very finicky beasts. Very particular. Yeah, I think that might be it. Turning the sustain up again. Peaking now. There we go. Oh, maybe I never let the note go. Then I can ride the modulation for the bubbles. Yeah. I think that's it. Maybe here we go. I'm really fine-tuning some of these knobs. Bear with me. You can barely hear it. So basically, I'm never letting go. Yeah, there we go. And then I'm changing the modulation. I think that's a vibe, right? I think this next take is it. No, the next one. You gotta get the perfect one. I have a good feeling about this one. I messed it up. I'm not a perfect musician, guys. Nope, next one. Here we go. got it. Let's listen. Man, that's fun. The whole Moog thing, people don't realize how particular old Moogs can be, and the difference between they're just as expressive as any acoustic instrument, I think. Especially the old ones. I have to tune that thing up 30 minutes before I play it because the oscillators change like a quarter step. Okay, let's listen. Let's see if we got it. That's cool. Let me unplug this so we're not hearing that mute. Yeah. Ooh, I have an idea for this. Okay, I think we got the take. I'm gonna do some things in the mix to make it come alive. All right, let's test it though. Let's go back to our footage. I think this works. Okay, what does the chat think? How are we feeling? I feel really good about where we're going, and also I'm so excited because this is my first like live collaborative tiny song with a group of people, and there have already been multiple points in this journey that you have said something that has made this better. This would not have been as cool if it weren't for the chat. So I salute you, the chat. Thank you for all of your input, and I want more of it. I'm really enjoying this. This is so fun. This is so cool. I've wanted to do this for over a year. I was intimidated by the tech and also just trying to be creative in front of other people. I didn't know if I could do it. But you're here and 30 something people are watching us make a submarine song on January 3rd at 11:20 Eastern Standard Time. So, all right. I think we owe some things. We owe the mix, of course, but I think we also owe a spicy bass line. I might do a little preemptive mixing, a few effect things, a creative effect things, that will kind of tie us together, and then we'll shift back to bass. And I think I have some ideas, but I want to know what you guys think and ladies think. All are welcome to share opinions. I don't want to add too many more layers because I want to keep the sparse vibes. So I might do a quick, let's see, okay, if you can see this. All right, let's do a little, okay, so there's our bass. Simple, we're going to replace this. This is a scratch bass. This is to our drums. We've got a little bit of processing on the drums. I think there's going to be, okay. That's the original keys part. I think we should thin this out a little bit. Too much low end. Yeah, I'm going to thin this out. There's too much low end. You can't see the plugins because of the way I have the screen capture routed right now, but I just EQ'd. I think you can see it here. I just did a pretty drastic low cut up till about 200. I don't know if you can see it in the workstation there. So without, it's full, And then here's with our making space. We're making space for our bass, which is my motto. Although I don't think I want to do too much weird stuff to the keys. All right, let's talk about our guitar. We have this sort of changing delay setting, which is giving us some ping-pongy action. I think we should make it a little more stereo, though. It's very mono. I think we can use our Echo Boy. Let's see here. I'm going to make it a ping-pong wide 8th note thing. I don't know if you guys and ladies have your headphones on, but if you do, it's a very wide image. So without it, mono, straight down the middle. But if I turn the stereo on, now we're underwater. We're filled. Our space is filled. I think that's a nice move. I need to make that Moog and that guitar play together, though. I think there's maybe a call and response thing that I can do digitally with this. Okay, so here's a trick I do sometimes. So instead of creating an effect to do this, let's see. All right, check this out. I'm going to label some things too. I haven't labeled anything. Scratch, bass. Here's our drums. Here's our keys. Here's our guitar. And here's our Moog. Okay. I'm open to any and all suggestions. Someone said an overdrive would help the guitar pop. I think you're right. I think we need to do something to that guitar. Let's go back to the guitar for a second. So we got I think I need a little bit of some UA love here, maybe. Stand by. I'm looking at... You can't see what I have pulled up. Maybe I could fix that for you real quick. Maybe I could do this. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can make it where you can see my plugins too. Bear with me for a second. I'm going to say this application capture. And I want it to be Logic. Okay, so I think now you can see my plugins. Okay, there you go. That'll be more fun because you can see what I'm doing. OBS is a B word that I won't say in my chat. It's so finicky. Ooh, I do have the Culture Vulture. Rough. Are you saying the Culture Vulture on the guitar? And I like your idea about between beats 4 and 5. I'm assuming you're talking about the Culture Vulture on the guitar track. I'm going to try that because I love that plugin. I usually use it on drums. Where is it? God, there's so many UA plugins. It's so hard to find things. What's it actually called? Bear with me, searching through the archives of Universal Audio and their many plugins. Wish you could type it. Where is it? Where's the Culture Vulture? Last one on the list. Don't see it down here. There it is. You were right. It's towards the bottom. Okay. All right, let's see what we can do here. I'm a presets person. Let's see. I'm gonna close this out though real quick. Well, let's kind of squish it a little bit. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that's getting cool. We'll have to bring the volume down, but it's going to cut a little better that way. Or should we do P2? I think we're losing something on P2. Let's go back to P1. Yeah. All right, when I'm mixing, I like to hear it in context and bring it up until you notice it. Yeah. Yeah, good call, Raf. Without it, and here's with it. It's got some talons. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone for now. I really like that. Thank you to the chat, specifically to Raf, for a great idea. Man, this is so fun. This is so fun being creative with you. I love this. This is one of my favorite things, and I want to do this again, and I hope that you want to come back. So here's what I'm going to do. I have an idea. Here's a trick that I like to do for call and response. Instead of trying to mash it in with delay, I'll duplicate a track. Actually, you know what? Fun fact. I used to intern, excuse me. I used to intern 10 years ago for Rick Beato. He had a recording studio here in Atlanta. And I would watch him mix because he was a producer. And this is a trick that I picked up from Rick. You can duplicate a track and use it and lo-fi the duplication and move it over for a sort of delay-esque vibe. So let's see what I can do with this. So basically we have I want to take this track. Here, let me move my head so you can actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to invert my head. If I can remember how to do that. Transform, rotate. Where is it? Flip horizontal. Okay, now I'm looking where I should be. Okay, so check this out. Here's what I'm going to do. This was the Moog track. Here's a new Moog track. I'm going to move it over. And then I'm going to do something weird to it. So check it out. So here's our... So it's essentially we've done like a quarter note delay or whatever. But now I'm going to lo-fi it a little bit. The secondary Moog. So here's Moog 1. Here's Moog 2. This one, I'm going to do some weird things too. Let's see. I want it to be... what if we did... Okay, let me see if I can fix our little move logic over. Is this better? OBS, why are you like this? Here. Oh my gosh. Well, now it's all distorted. Ian, thanks for being here, man. I am honored to have your ideas. And thanks for your helpful suggestions. Hey, before you go, what was your idea again? You were saying which one is on which and which one's on the other on the bass line? I'll see if I can try it. I can't remember it, and I don't know if I can scroll all the way up again. I think you were saying it's B flat first and then F. So it's B flat, D minor, F, D minor. Is that what you were saying? Please clarify before you go. If not, no worries. And I hope you have a great day tomorrow. Okay, where was I? So in the chat, I think I'm going to use, if I have it, let's see if I have it. There's a plugin called, oh, I know we changed some things since since you said the idea. Okay, well, no worries, man. I love that you were here, and I hope that you have a great day tomorrow. And also, everybody, follow Ian on Instagram. Every day this year, he's going to post a 2-bar bass line, which I think is a great idea, and I'm here for it. And I support him with his creative goals. All right. What I was going to say is there's a plugin called Little Ultra Boy by Sound Toys. You can use it to manipulate some stuff. So here's without anything. Where is it? Are you playing? Okay. We just weren't there yet. So let's bring the drive up, and we'll move it up an octave. Maybe bring the drive down a little bit. So we can do like a call and response thing. So here's our first layer. And I think it should be like almost like we can't even hear it. Let's see if it's cool in the mix. Is that adding or taking away? Do you guys like it? The call and response? Here's without it. It's more space. Here's with it. Maybe we'll thin it out a little bit more. Yeah, see, we got some input down there we don't want. Get off my lawn. I'm the bass player here. And then I think we need some plate reverb on it because it's really harsh. Ooh, somebody says a flanger. Oh, yes, and I agree. We should pan them. Maybe some kind of modulation. Maybe a tremolo? Well, we already have tremolo. Mono to stereo mode. I don't know if the rotary cabinet is the right move or not. Let's see what else we got here. We could do some kind of modulation effect. Okay, let me try a plate reverb. I think that'll help us. This might be a side quest. This might not be what we need. We might be... I like this perfect plate setting. We'll pan them a little bit left and right. Matt says he prefers more space. It would make more room for the bass. Let's listen to it in context, and let's also go back to our how do we feel about our footage? Does this match our footage? Yeah, so maybe the second Moog comes in on the second time. Maybe that's a move. I like that. Ooh, someone says without the first Moog. So maybe, oh, that's a cool idea. So here's without Moog 1. So it's like a call and response to the guitar part. That's cool. That might be the move. Here's with the first Moog back in. This is one thing I like to do. I always like to go through and mute things, and anything that doesn't need to be there, just it's taking up space. We could get rid of the original keys. I'm not really missing the keys, even though that started the whole thing. I don't know. So check it out. We have 4 harmonic layers right now, minus our scratch bass. We definitely want our guitar part. That's doing the heavy lifting. We've got our like Rhodesy keys track, and then we've got 2 Moogs. We don't need them all. I do like the call and response though, so it's like we could do just guitar and Moog 2. So if we get rid of Moog 1 and keys 1, this is what we got. There's a lot of space here. I think we need to compress this guitar too. It's really inconsistent because I have the hands of a blacksmith when it comes to guitar. Let me run you know what? I want to be careful how many UA plugins I throw on this because my computer's going to crash. And that would be a sad way to end the stream. Be like getting hit with a torpedo before you even reach your destination, which might be in the spirit of things. Maybe I'll just do a basic Logic stock compressor just to tame that guitar a little bit. Let's do like a by the way, some of the stock Logic stuff is fine. Just for the record. That's helping. Oh, somebody said save it. I haven't saved this thing in like an hour and a half. Oh my gosh. Let me save it. Stand by. Okay. We saved it. Raf, you're right. UAD doesn't consume DSP resources, although, you know, you're right. I just what happens is you disable certain plugins. That's a good point. But I'm actually happy with this Logic compressor. Okay, maybe we just do those for now. Here, let's go back to our footage. Are we missing the keys? Are we missing the keys? Here's keys. Are we missing Moog 1? What do you guys think? Should we add either of those back in? I'm going to hard pan this secondary Moog. Okay, so here's the question. Here's what's going to happen. I think it's almost midnight, so I should probably wrap this up because I bet a lot of you have stuff you have to do tomorrow. So here's what I'm thinking. I think that I am going to leave it up to the chat. Chat, I summon you. Should we remove or add back in Moog 1 in the keys part? I need your help. And then based off of that, I will record a bass part. That will help tie everything together. Somebody says Moog 1 back. Someone says keys back. Different combinations. Rhodes is doing the least in my ears. I think you can dip that down. Yes. Moog 1, no. Unless I'm not hearing it. Because here's the thing, too. There's something to be said for, like, time permitting, I could make this into a complete song where we have different sections and songs, parts automating in and out and all of that. And the reality is we would be here all night, which I would be here for, but I don't know if that's the best use of all of our time. So I think this tiny song exists in like 16 bars or 8 bars. So I think we should commit to a decision. Do we want the keys back in? Do we want the Moog back in or not? It seems like the consensus is divided. A lot of people are saying keys yes, Moog no. Band past the keys. Okay, let's listen one more time. It seems like most of the chat is saying keys. Let's see how that sounds. If we don't add the Moog in, but we add the keys in. So what I'm going to do is mute the Moog, the first Moog. I'm going to pan the keys a little bit to the left, away from the Moog, right? I think we should. Yeah. We might change our minds in a minute, but I think the next step is a bass track. The bass track is next. We can decide in a minute. So, here's what I think needs to happen. Hello.
You good?
Doing good. You good?
Yeah, you're doing so great.
Thanks.
Nothing? Anything? Nothing?
Maybe a little bit of water.
Excellent.
Wink. Okay. Yeah, it's time for bass. It's time for bass. And then once we have all the parts, well, okay, here's a question. Someone earlier said percussion. Is that a side quest? Are you guys here for this? It's almost midnight. I could do some percussion, or we could just go straight to bass. What does the council of the chat say? Should I pursue some percussive elements, or should I go straight for the kill with the bass and wrap it up? What all do you think? And while the chat is deciding, tiny song. For those of you that are coming in here and you're like, what the heck is happening? Thank you.
Here you go. Can you do like a recap of like what you're doing?
Yes. That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, cool.
Aw.
Like show them the footage and
Yes.
what you're doing and how it all makes sense and all that.
Yes. You're right. I'm going to do that right now.
Okay.
Yep. Designed by Shay Suggested. Okay. People are saying bass, here for it. Percussive bass. What I was going to say a second ago, recap. What is this? What the heck's going on? I'm making a tiny song live, which means a tiny song is a short piece of music inspired by a specific concept. In this case, it is this 1915 naval footage of submarine life. And we are trying to come up with a vibe that represents what it would be like to be on a vessel in 1915. The sense of adventure, but also the sense of fear and the unknown. Sonically, we're trying to do that with music. It's a fun, creative challenge. The whole point of a tiny song is just to hack your brain into not worrying about what's cool and just focus on a creative musical goal. So we're referencing this footage. We're coming up with layers. We've been building this together as a chat, as a community. It's been really fun. So I think what I'm going to do, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move to bass, as the chat has said. And let me know, do you want the song? I could put the song up for free if you want this. If you want the song, let me know. I could do a very basic mix, export it, and put it up. And I could put a link in the description if you want. I need the majority of the chat to say yes, please, because that's a lot of extra work for me. If not, I won't do that, but I'm going to put that as an option. So what I'm going to do now, it's time for bass. This is the best part. It's the best part of everything. It's bass. I'm a little biased. Let's stretch this out a little bit. I'm going to stretch this song out a little bit so we have a little more space to work with. Yeah. Okay. So now we have 32 bars. Okay, we have options. Could do a lot here. Let's listen for a second. I'm gonna create a new track. I like this. It's feeling good. I think we need some octaves. If we're going underwater, we need an octave. I'm listening. Might use Liz with a lipstick pickup and an octave pedal and a fuzz. Might be a vibe. Might use the felt pick. I don't know. Ooh, or foam. I'm going to mute the bass. I'm just vibing, man. We're vibing. We're listening. I'm hearing motion in certain places and sustain in certain places. Oh, also, cheapest bass gear you can get that will make a difference in your life is just a piece of foam. I think we're gonna try that. All right, let's explore. Let's explore the depths. Tuning it up while we vibe. But classic error, I should tune with the foam. This is Liz, by the way, who Designed by Shay helped me create. Yep. A little sharp with the phone. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna vibe with it. This might take me a few minutes. When I'm writing bass lines to stuff like this, like, I'm kind of trying to find like almost like a cello part, like a counter melody thing. And there's 1,000 things that would work, and only one thing is really the best thing. And you gotta find it, and sometimes it takes some time. So I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of vibe for a second. Alright, somebody says octave, chorus, flats, foam, pick. I think yes on some of those. Yes, foam perhaps. Let me see how the fuzz, I think a fuzz and chorus for sure. Let me start there, see where we're at. Maybe a little too growly. Let's try a drive and a fuzz. Peaking, bringing it down. Maybe I'm up octave because I'm playing down an octave. Sometimes when I'm playing octave, I like to play up here. Let's see how this sounds. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Maybe. I like that low octave there. Maybe I could play the D over everything. Maybe some kind of ostinato thing. Yeah, there's something here. There's something that... Alright, let's summon our footage. Let's vibe to this. We need to be the diesel engine. It's some kind of ostinato thing that changes just a little bit based off the chord voicings. And it's going between a D, an F, and a B flat, I think. Gotta find it. Like that. So it should be, I think Ian said B flat then F. So maybe it's something like that. So let's see. Let's try Ian's idea he said earlier. So B flat. That's cool. Down to D. That's cool. And then we'll go up to F. Yep, back down to D. Yeah, I think this is cool. Okay, so maybe, I think that's the guts of it. And let's listen to our kick pattern. If you don't know what to do, listen to the kick. Boom. 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 This is something I like to do, finding the groove with one note. So if we had one note that we were going to play, I would play a D, and I would play that kick pattern. That's our heartbeat. But then what do we do in between? Something like that. All right, so let's get our chords back in there. So we'll do B flat first and then F. There's something that ties this all together, and I just have to find it. Just gotta find it. So here's our... No, it's too much. It's too much. We need some space. So let's listen for the space. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's try without it, Ralph. I'll go palm. This is tricky because there's so many notes. It's not a clear like which route to play. Oh, there's so many great options. Okay, so maybe we'll go without the sponge, and maybe it's like let's see here. Maybe it's a pick thing? Let me try some stuff. Might be it. Yeah. Maybe fingers. I like this. Yeah. I think that's the heartbeat. It's getting really close. All right, it's close. It's close. I think I like Ian's idea of B flat. flat down to D minor, and then F major to D minor. And I think it's like bum, ba, da, dum, ba, da, da, bum, ba, da, dum, bum. Hey.
The timing is weird with your bass and that.
Is there say again? Are you talking creatively, or are you talking like there's a technical problem?
Sorry, I still have it in my ears, but there might be like a slight delay.
Okay. I'll listen for it. Okay. Thanks, babe.
Yeah. You need anything?
Good.
Water.
Good to go.
Okay, cool.
Okay. How you guys feeling? Behind the beat, sounding killer. Just think that you play with drums only is fire. Okay. Fat tone is awesome. It's coming from the sustain switch. No, actually, so the tone right now. Oh, you know what? This is nothing. It's bypassing everything in the stop. But I might turn this. That might be what we needed, is the bass rig. Let me get this gain down. This might help us. Okay. How we feeling? Oh, okay. People are saying the bass is coming late in the live. And I'm trying to determine if that's a latency problem or if it's a It might be something to do with the routing in the computer, because I'm monitoring through console and not through. Okay, so here's what I'm going to try and do then. I'm going to try and mute some tech stuff. Let's look at console. I'm going to mute this in console, and I'm going to monitor in Logic, I think. See if this is better. Put this on low latency record mode. Okay, let's see if this fixes it. Okay, let's see. Let's just vibe for a minute. Just a second. Okay, input monitoring. Yeah, thanks for dealing with me with the tech stuff. Okay. Let me just let's see here. Close, boys and ladies. First up, is that fixing our latency issue? Is it sounding weird? Hopefully that resolved it, because now I'm monitoring in Logic, and hopefully that resolved it. But I think that's kind of a vibe. Like, we do like a something like that. But maybe we need a little more. Do we like that better? Maybe like that better. I think we're getting really close here. Okay, let me try it again. This is one of those times where it's like everything works, but what's the right thing? What's the right thing? I agree. Overdrive, I think, is the move. Yep. Okay. Overdrive. Yep. It's determined. The overdrive, not the fuzz. Ooh, somebody says just the first phrase, then let it ring. Let's try that. That's cool. And I like using the 9 like we said earlier. Let's try that. We're getting very, very close. Sustained notes on some, mutes on other. Okay. I'm here for it. Let's try everything. Let's try everything until we get the right thing. Because we're like 90%, I think. That's cool. Ooh, that might be it. All right, hear me out. Space. That should be just octave. Dialing it in. That might be it. Let's listen. That might be it. Let's listen. I think it's a tone thing. I like that part. I think the tone, I can come back to this tone, but what if it's more like a little bit, bear with me for a second. Nope. those are all cool. I don't think that's it. I think it's a side quest. What if it's with some chorus? What if we said, it might be it, with a light fuzz. Ooh, that might be cool. That might be cool. And yeah, okay, let's try this. Let's compare. I think the idea is there. We got to fine tune the tone. It's going to tie it all together. So here's a new tone to try. Oh, it's soloed. Stand by. Like that? Let's compare. So that's what we just did. Here's what we had before. Before is a lot more subtle. Here's what we just did. All right, I'm getting a lot of requests for the P bass, and I should give credit where credit is due. These are the Ian Martin Allison stomp presets. And Ian's great. Different Ian than we were talking about earlier. Both amazing bass players. But these are the Ian Martin Allison presets. Thank you, love. Thank you. You're amazing. Snacks from Design by Shay. Okay, so it seems like some people are saying the first way is better. Okay, yeah, maybe so. It's more subtle, but a lot of people are asking for the P bass, so I'm gonna honor the chat. Let's grab the P bass. Maybe that will solve all our problems. Usually does. Okay. Tune this up. All right, it seems like the chat is going for the first one, and that's no disrespect to our friend Ian. There's a lot of tones, a lot of different tones out there. They don't all work on everything. All right, let's go back to the first option. Yeah, with just the octave and the drive. With the P bass, let's see if this is better. Flufas, how's your night going so far? Honestly, right now it's great. I was really stressed out earlier when this thing didn't work because of technical issues, and here we are. So, let's see how it sounds. So here's, let's gain this up a little bit. Okay, let's see how let's see. Here's the same part with the P bass, string joy, round wound strings. Now let's listen back to it. How's it sound? And then in context, what do you guys think? I think I need to get the right take, but I think we got the tone and the parts, right? Okay. All right. It seems like the chat is happy. Let's get the right performance. So, I think it's all there. I think everything's there. Let me just tune up real quick. Make sure we're 100% in tune. And then give me a couple passes, and I think we'll have it. And I'm going to lean into a little bit of intentional sloppiness, right? Not trying to be a computer here. We're a 1915 rickety submarine. Doesn't need to be perfect. Needs to get the job done. So, I need to get the right amount of sustain versus character. Yeah. All right. Wow, is this crazy? This is probably a side quest. Yeah, nope, I'm not gonna do that. All right. All right, just give me a couple takes. I think I'll get it. I think we're so close. Somebody says don't touch anything. All right. More space, more sustain, more character. P bass. The chat has spoken. Let's see what happens. All right, let's listen to it. How are we feeling? Bring it up in the mix a little bit. Actually, let's go ahead and flatten this. Okay. Maybe a little 1176 or LA2A, baby. If I can find it. out of. It's all right. Okay, I feel pretty good about that. I think what I need to do now is take a few minutes and just kind of dial in our very basic mix, and then we'll wrap it up. But I think that's feeling pretty good. What do you guys think? I think it's feeling pretty good. Let me loop this. Looks like I made a gonna have to fix that. Thanks, Kyle. Glad to have you here. Ricardo, I like your idea, but I think I need to wrap this thing up. So, I'm going to move on to a basic mix. Very, very basic. So we got drums. I think I want a little more swimminess on those keys. Maybe some kind of basic chorus. Maybe a flanger? Huh. Seems like Logic's not cooperating with me right now. I'm gonna make a very basic mix. Yeah, put a little plate reverb on the guitar. I think that reverb's helping the drums a little bit. I think we're getting close here. I'm making a hole for the bass. Oh, that's our problem. Look at all that guitar info. I'm always a fan of a drastic low cut on non-bass instruments. There we go. That's what we needed. Getting real close here, gentlemen and ladies. All right, let's throw the bass in. Look at all that juicy bass. Kind of want a little more low mid. It's very subby. I'm not like the best mixing engineer by any means, but just kind of knowing what I want to hear. Yeah. What's up? There's our cat. Okay. Getting close here. Let's just throw a quick little master compressor on here. I have the USB for it. Yeah, that's what we needed. All right, let's go back to our footage. Rob, I do have isotope vinyl. All right, I'll try it. All right, here's without it. Here's with it. Without. Let me bring the go 1970. So here's with it. I think it's cool. I think it's a cool idea. All right, here's where we're at. I'll watch out for the cannon. Okay. This was so fun. This was one of my favorite things I've done in a long time. I think we're going to wrap it up. How did we do? Did we capture the vibe? Would you watch another one of these? Thank you for being here. If you want to support the channel, check the links in the description to the course, to the affiliate links. This was so fun. I want to know. Let me know what we could do better next time, what you'd like to see next time. I'm so excited about this. This is like one of my favorite things. This was so much fun. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the channel. You're the few and the proud that are here on a Wednesday night at 12:30 in the morning hanging out. Do you want to see more of this? Do you want to make this a part of the channel consistently? Would you be into it? I need to know. I think I'm just going to let this vibe go for a minute with the footage. And I'm going to sign off here in a minute or two. But I just want to say thank you to all of you for being here, for making this possible, for supporting the channel. I'm excited for the new year. So I'm going to say goodbye, hang out, and vibe to this song. I'll fade it out, and then we'll end the stream. But thank you.